Hello, today we'll be talking about Electabuzz. Starting in Gen 2, Electabuzz is the evolution of Elekid who evolves at level 30. Its previous PYC dates are June 30th, 1996, April 21st, 1999, February 9th, 2002, November 30th, 2004, September 21st, 2007, July 12th, 2010, May 2nd, 2013, February 21st, 2016, December 12th, 2018, and October 2nd, 2021. I most remember Electabuzz in the early anime episode where it fights Scyther. Coincidentally, this is the episode we'll be watching today. I love Electabuzz's design. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Electabuzz, the electric Pokemon whose number is 125. This is what it looks like. Type is electric, ability, static, and vital spirit is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 75% male and 25% female. Catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. Breeding is egg group human-like. Hatch time is 25 cycles. Height is 3'7" or 1.1 meter. Weight is 66.1 pounds or 30 kilograms. Base experience yields 156 in the first 4 gens, or 172 in 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast. EV yield is 2 and speed. Shape is that. Footprint is that. Pokedex color is yellow and base friendship is 70. Electabuzz is an electric type Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. It evolves from Elekid starting at level 30 and evolves into Electivire when traded while holding an Electorizer. Biology, Electabuzz is a slightly humanoid Pokemon with a few feline traits. It has antennae with bulbous tips where its ears should be, 2 long tufts of fur on top of its head, small eyes, and 2 large fangs in its upper jaw. It is covered in yellow fur with many black stripes. There is a large lightning bolt-shaped stripe on Electabuzz's chest, a V-shaped stripe on its forehead, 1 stripe on its side, a thick stripe down its back, 2 bands on each leg, several broken bands on each arm, and many rings around its long tail. There are 3 clawed toes on each of its feet, 2 in front and 1 in back, and 5 fingers on each hand. In the dark, Electabuzz will glow light blue from the electrical charges running across its body. It is constantly leaking more electricity than it consumes. Bearing near an Electabuzz will cause a human's hair to stand on end. Electabuzz often gathered groups around tall trees to wait for the upcoming storm. During torrential thunderstorms, Electabuzz will compete to find locations likely to be struck by lightning to absorb the electric power. Electabuzz is often used as an alternative to lightning rods because it is unharmed by the absorption of electricity. It is also capable of entirely nonverbal communication via electrical currents when near another of its species. Blackouts have been known to happen when groups of Electabuzz gather to consume electricity from power plants. They often get blamed for the occurring power outages. As a result, ground-type Pokemon are kept around power plants to keep Electabuzz from raiding. Although the blackouts are usually the fault of the electric companies, not Electabuzz. Aww. There is ongoing research on using Electabuzz to store away lightning until it is needed to be used later. As demonstrated in the anime, Electabuzz is sent into a rage by the color red. In battle, Electabuzz windmills its arms, apparently to add momentum to its punches. This method of battle seems ineffective as opponents can escape in the meantime. Electabuzz typically reside near power plants and can cause blackouts in cities, though it can be found in grasslands. Electabuzz evolves from Elekid and evolves into Electivire. So you can see that here, Elekid, Electabuzz, Electivire. Game data, Pokedex entries. Gen 1 in red and blue. Normally found near power plants, they can wander away and cause major blackouts in cities. Yellow, if a major power outage occurs, it is certain that this Pokemon has eaten electricity at a power plant. Cerium, appear in power plants in search of electricity. They are said to cause major blackouts if they disappear. In Gen 2 in gold, electricity runs across the surface of its body. In darkness, its entire body glows a whitish blue. Silver, its body constantly discharges electricity. Getting close to it will make your hair stand on end. Crystal, when 2 Electabuzz touch, they control the electric currents to communicate their feelings. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, or Crystal inserted, you get the Gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow inserted, you get the Silver entry. In Gen 3 and Ruby and Sapphire, when a storm arrives, gangs of this Pokemon compete with each other to scale heights that are likely to be stricken by lightning bolts. Some towns use Electabuzz in place of lightning rods. In Emerald, when a storm approaches, it competes with others to scale heights that are likely to be stricken by lightning. Some towns use Electabuzz in place of lightning rods. Fire Red. It loves to feed on electricity. It occasionally appears around large power plants and so on. Leaf Green is Red and Blue's entry. In Gen 4 in Diamond and Pearl. Half evolved blackouts occur when this Pokemon appears at power plants and eats electricity. Platinum. It windmills its arms to slightly boost its punches. Foes have been known to escape in the meantime. Heart Gold, Soul Silver are their Gold and Silver counterparts. In Gen 5, Black and White are Platinum's entry. Black 2 and White 2. Research is progressing on storing lightning and Electabuzz so this energy can be used at any time. In Gen 6, X is basically the gold entries, but whitish blue is now 2 words. Y is Fire Red's entry. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Pokemon and Electabuzz are now their correct casing. In Gen 7 and Sun, half of all sudden blackouts are caused by Electabuzz gathering at electric power plants and gobbling up electricity. Moon. Electricity leaks from it in amounts far greater than the amount of electricity it eats. Ultra Sun. Electricity permeates its body. It swings its arms round and round to charge up electricity before unleashing a punch. Ultra Moon. While it's often blamed for power outages, the truth is the cause of outages is more often an error on the part of the electric company. The Let's Go games are basically yellows, but Pokemon is the correct casing. In Gen 8 in Sword, many power plants keep ground-type Pokemon around as a defense against Electabuzz that comes seeking electricity. Shield. With the coming of a storm, many of these Pokemon will gather under tall trees and sit there waiting for lightning to strike. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are their Diamond and Pearl counterpart. In Legends Arceus, feeds on electrical energy during sudden showers beneath looming thunderclouds. One can observe Electabuzz scaling tall trees, where the Pokemon will then wait for lightning to strike. In Gen 9, Scarlet is the silver entries. Violet is Black 2 and White 2 entry. So we've got Electabuzz in the Alola Pokedex and Electabuzz in the Blueberry Pokedex. So you got a couple of them here in this cave, I guess, with some interesting looks like they're electrified webs. I mean, maybe it's one of the, I think there's probably an electric spider in one of the generations, so maybe it's one of their webs. Game locations, side game locations, and events. Held items. Pokemon caught in Gen 1 must be traded to a Gen 2 game in order for a held item to appear. In Red, Blue, and Yellow, you get a Bitter Berry 100% of the time. In Platinum, Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, and Ultra Moon, you get Electrizer 5% of the time. In Sword and Shield, with the expansion pass, you get an Electrizer 5% of the time. In Legends Arceus, for normal, you get a Cherry Berry 35% of the time. Spoiled Apricorn 15% of the time. Great items by level. For Alpha, you get an EXP Candy M 100% of the time, Seed of Mastery 20% of the time, and Great Items by level. Still don't know how the math works. Stats, base stats, HP 65, Attack 83, Defense 57, Special Attack 95, Special Defense 85, Speed 105 for a total of 490. This Pokemon's special base stat in Gen 1 was 85. Pokeathon stats, Type Effectiveness, damage normally by Normal, Fighting, Poison, Rock, Bug, Ghost, Fire, Water, Grass, Psychic, Ice, Dragon, Dark, and Fairy. Weak to Ground for double. Immune to nothing, resistant to flying, steel, and electric for half. Learn set by leveling up. I will go down to 34 discharge here. 34 discharge, 40 low kick, 46 thunderbolt, 52 light screen, 58 thunder, and 64 giga impact. For by TM here, I'm gonna read it for this article. I won't read it for Elekid or Electivire. 1 takedown, 7 protect, 12 low kick, 18 thief, 20 trailblaze, 23 charge beam, 25 facade, 32 swift, 39 low sweep, 43 fling, 47 endure, 48 volt switch, 50 rain dance, 58 brick break, 64 bulk up, 66 body slam, 67 fire punch, 68 thunder punch, 69 ice punch, 70 sleep talk, 72 electro ball, 75 light screen, 80 metronome, 82 thunder wave, 85 rest, 87 taunt, 96 eerie impulse, 103 substitute, 120 psychic, 126 thunderbolt, 130 Helping Hand, 136 Electric Terrain, 147 Wild Charge, 152 Giga Impact, 158 Focus Blast, 163 Hyper Beam, 166 Thunder, 171 Terra Blast, 173 Charge, 181 Knockoff, 191 Uproar, 192 Focus Punch, 204 Double Edge, 210 Supercell Slam, 211 Electro Web, and 223 Metal Sound. For by breeding, we'll read it in this article, but not Electivires or Elekids. Lucario gives you Cross Chop, This group gives you Dynamic Punch, this group gives you Feint, this group gives you Focus Punch, Mirror Herb gives you Follow Me, and this group gives you Hammer Arm. Nothing by prior evolution, side game data, you got all this. Yeah. Pokemon Ranger in the browser entry. Electabuzz. Attacks by widely discharging power. It can also recharge the Styler. Pokemon Ranger in Shadows of Olmia. It discharges electricity from its body. It attacks by shooting bolts of electricity. Guardian Signs. It creates waves of electricity around it that make Pokemon stopped. Got all this. Yep. Pokepark Wii, Pikachu's Adventure, and the Pokepark Pad entry. Electabuzz are the brothers of Elegid, who is in the Haunted Zone. Their favorite attractions are Tangrowth's Swing Along and Rotom's Spooky Shoot 'em Up. This, yep. Costumes in Pokemon Go. You got the Spark-themed accessory, I guess it's this armband here. In Pokemon Go, Electabuzz can be obtained by completing 1/4 of the ticketed special research, Electric for Electabuzz. Evolution data. Electabuzz evolves from Elekid starting at level 30 and evolves into Electivire when traded while holding an Electrizer. Electabuzz cannot evolve into Electivire in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, as Electivire is not present in those games. In Pokemon Legends Arceus, Electabuzz evolves into Electivire when exposed to an Electrizer. So you got that here, so Elekid, 30, Electabuzz, trade holding Electrizer, Electivire, and then you can breed this one, I guess. Sprites, so you got the basics. It's a bit chubbier than it is now, but you got the basics. You got the antennae, the hairs, the patterns, the tail, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, okay. 1, 2, 3 on the tail, yeah, okay, 1, 2, 3, yep, that's a little bit different, but a little bit thinner, and I don't know, the mock marking got up there, yeah, yeah, we got all that, that's yellow, which is, you know, I mean, that's just what it is, so yellow and black, so, you know, it's probably not going to change much. In Gen 2, the shiny is basically just yellow, maybe it's a gold with green highlights, I guess, so that one's just yellow with the sort of brown shadow, I guess. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, yeah. Oh, the stripes. I guess this one introduces the stripes on the legs, but this one really introduces the stripes on the legs. Yeah. Silvers, 3 stripes there, a couple stripes there, okay. Yeah, crystals, I mean, that's just this one, but more anime, that's pretty cool. You can see it lighting up its antennae. Back sprites, this one doesn't really, I mean, it kind of works for it, just, I mean, the colorings are a little off, but, yeah, it kind of works, I guess. Is that a thinner version of that one? It looks like it's a different back sprite than these two. That's interesting. This one's a little better, of course. Yep. Got a different red, and I guess it's an orange for the shiny now. Yep. That's interesting. Yep. Yep. And then, yeah, now it's mostly orange. Yeah, yeah. Gen 4, yeah, not much is going to change, I imagine. Oh, more stripes. The tail, yeah, it gets thinner, I guess, as time goes on. The tail, oh, the lightning bolt changes a little bit. Starts off as a basic lightning bolt. Then it gets a little bit more complicated here, and then a little bit more different there, and a little different there. Then it gets like that now. Yeah, it looks like that now, and the tail is a lot longer. A little bit, few more stripes on there, I think. Yep. Yep. Does the lightning bolt change? Or is it, I mean, a little bit. I guess it gets thinner on that end. Yeah, it gets a little bit thinner, but probably is pretty standard at this point. Get the full back sprite now. It's pretty fun. You get to see all the claws and stuff about the claws. Yeah, not really much to say about the claws. Okay. And fingers? Anything about the fingers? It starts off as 4, but then has 5. Then I think it went back down to 4 for a while before staying at 5 eventually. Just kind of keeps it. Yep. Yep. Then that's pretty good 3D model. So it's the larger one of those now. Again, the back stripe, right? Because it gets like, I don't know, the body and head, like, I don't know, that becomes more one solid thing again. Yep. Yeah, pretty good translation. This is a lighter yellow, lighter orange. Yeah, not much changes here.
Yeah, not really. Then we've got the Let's Go games, better models, of course. Legends Arceus, everything is modeled, the eyes included now. It's pretty cool. Yep. It's a different orange. This kit went kind of back to the darker or darker yellow and orange. Well, this one went to like the lighter one again. This goes in the homes, goes back to the dark ones. Yep. The anime. Electabuzz in the anime. Okay, got all this. Yep. Pokedex entries in episode 42 about Scyther and Electabuzz in Ash's Pokedex. Scyther and Electabuzz are both rare Pokemon. They are able to distinguish colors and become enraged by the color red. In episode 199, just about Electabuzz in the same Pokedex. Electabuzz, the electric Pokemon. Electabuzz is the evolved form of Elekid, with powerful electric currents constantly coursing through its body. Electabuzz appears to glow. In Diamond and Pearl, episode 52, in Dawn's Pokedex. Electabuzz, the electric Pokemon, an evolved form of Elekid. It appears near power generators, and because it eats electricity, it can cause blackouts. Guess it's in a Poketoon. In the manga. Electabuzz in Pokemon Adventures. Got all this in the TCG. Trivia. In English, the category Electric Pokemon is shared by Elekid, Electabuzz, and Cantonian Zapdos. In Japanese, Elekid has the category Denki Pokemon, Electric Pokemon, while the other two Pokemon share the category Dengeki Pokemon, Electric Shock Pokemon. Magmar and Electabuzz seem to be counterparts. Both evolve in a very similar way, first at level 30, then after being traded holding an item which has a name that ends with the suffix "izer." Both have the same gender ratio, 75% male, 25% female, and both are typically exclusive to one version of a pair of games. They both have similar status-inducing abilities in Flame Body and Static, as well as the same hidden ability, Vital Spirit. Since Gen 5, they also often share similar moves at the same level. They even have the same special moves when purified in Pokemon XD, Follow Me, and Cross Chop. Their evolutionary relatives were released in the same generation, Gen 2 and 4. Both also appear to be based on beings from Japanese mythology. Electabuzz has similarities to the Oni, and Magmar has similarities to the Karura. Electabuzz is the only member of its family not to have some physical relation to an AC power unit. Elekid's head is shaped like a power plug, while Electivire's back pattern looks like a power socket. In its original artwork, Electabuzz has 4 fingers. However, it has 5 fingers in the anime and subsequent artwork. In Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Stadium 2, it is depicted with 6 fingers, 5 fingers, and 1 thumb. So you can see that here, Electabuzz 6 fingers in Stadium, and how different that model looks. Like the stripe here is different. Origin, Electabuzz seems to be based on the Japanese Oni, a horned ogre that wears tiger skin as clothing and sometimes have powers of thunder and lightning. Most notably, Raijin, who is often depicted as an Oni, is a god of lightning. Its tail resembles that of a tiger. Its horns may be based on Tesla coils. Name origin, Electabuzz is a combination of electric and buzz, possibly referring to the humming sound of electricity. Elaboo may be a combination of electric, eleki, electric, and bun buzz. In other languages, related articles, external links, let's move on.
Let's watch Electabuzz's first scene in the anime.
Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we're watching episode 42, Showdown at Dark City. In this episode, there are 2 rival unofficial gyms in Dark City. And this is the leader of the Cast Gym. He's fighting the leader of the Ass Gym. He's sending out his Electabuzz.
We can't let them win! Attack Scyther!
Okay, so we're gonna have to stop here because this is where we started a couple days ago in the Scyther scene, so let's move on.
Now let's watch Electabuzz's scenes in Detective Pikachu.
Hello and welcome to the Detective Pikachu portion of the video, or as I like to call it, Detective Electabuzz, as this is only the frames with Electabuzz. So it appears as a background, little silhouette here, and also I think it appears a little bit more clear, or a little bit bigger, or full body here in this guy's setup, so, but we are at a film studio because Tim Goodman, the main character, has met Detective Pikachu, Talking Pikachu, and they're investigating the disappearance of his father. They've found something called the R-gas, and they believe that Lucy here, Lucy Stevens, a journalist for the news, can help them figure out what it is. And so, this is Howard Clifford, the founder of Rhyme City, and his son Roger Clifford, who also owns the news. They are announcing the 10th anniversary parade of Rhyme City here in this scene, so...
We invite the people. I think that went well.
And so, this is after the commercial or whatever.
The world.
And yeah, and they don't have the best relationship. And so, what she was talking about is how he found himself a Pokemon, but he doesn't really want one, so yeah. And so...
Going to her office.
So yeah, and so then they're going to her office to talk about the gas. That's it, let's move on.
Now let's see why people love Electabuzz. Now let's look at fan art.
Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you who don't know how this works, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain an Electabuzz. So this is 239 plus 125 plus 466 plus 479 by Combotron Robot. So we've got Elekid, Electabuzz, and Electivire here, and I guess we got Rotom in the corner here. It's kind of fun, this nice, cute image here. It's, yeah, very nice. It almost looks like it could be like a card or something. Explains level 30, how you get that one, you get a trade with that one, so yeah. It's from 2014, I guess. I can see it maybe being a poster, yeah. This is Thumbs Up by Tamarin Frog, this cool stylized Electabuzz here. It's fun, you know, it's running and it's got a lightning bolt following it. It's very fun. It's got Electabuzz by All0412, so it's cool. Electabuzz here, you know, it's like it's charging up to attack. Yeah. This is not an Electabuzz, so we'll move on.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight as I need to wait until I talk about Snorlax before I can catch an Electabuzz. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Magmar. As always, this isn't my proper outfit, and you'll see me tomorrow.